Hi, I'm Brandon. You know me. I love QVC plus Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and you know me. I despise QVC plus Christmas movies.
I'm Alonso, and you know me. We've only got 7 of these cubic zirconia bracelets left, and this
is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Happy post-Monday Deckies.
Nope, post-Deckies Monday.
What?
Post-Monday Deckies would be on Thursday, us doing
would
the
be
Deckies.
the Deckies.
Yeah, that's right. No. We had the Deckies on Thursday. We just finished the after party.
Yeah.
It was a rager. Now, are all the decorations still completely intact, almost as though we've not done the Deckies yet? Yes, they are. In fact, I'm noticing them for the first time, and they look great.
Yeah, they do look good.
And I didn't notice them the whole night we did the Deckies.
There's a real shimmer happening.
Yeah, there is. That's exactly right. So
But-
we have stayed in award season here.
Yes.
And who knows what it'll look like tomorrow. There's just no telling.
I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What I do know is I'm excited to head back over to the QVC Plus. I had to re-download that app, so that's always a good time. But you know what app I never delete? It's Philo.
Philo.
You never delete it because you
watch me
always
go.
have stuff to watch on the
Of
Philo.
course.
If you don't already have it, philo.tv/DTH, you can watch this show, Deck the Hallmark,
right.
that you're listening to right now. You can see it.
You can see us in all of our glory. You
And
can
it's
also
pretty
see
good.
The Philo Deep Dive,
Yes.
where you and I watch just all kinds of
It's
stuff.
a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
One might say you're diving in.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I don't
we don't
have
have it.
I don't have it queued up. I don't have it queued
It's
up.
the wrong board.
Yeah, but what can you do? Philo.tv/DTH. Join us. Thank you, Aaron. Alonso, you're a big QVC shopper.
Stop it. No. This is where rumors get started. I want to be very clear. I am not.
Have you ever? Have
you
you
hate
ever?
malls and vintage things. You love the QVC.
I have never purchased an item from QVC. And I'm sure that because of their very savvy marketing, once you do buy something from QVC, I bet you hear from QVC a lot. I'm just going
What?
to guess. Just a hunch. I don't know. But I think that's how they roll because they're on their game.
Did you come close during this movie?
Again, no.
Have you ever bought anything from QVC?
I have not.
No, me either.
No.
Absolutely
No.
not. I don't know if I've ever met anyone that's bought something from QVC. Aaron, have you
Aaron?
bought anything from QVC?
No, never.
thank you.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, I think I've bought from like the modern day QVC, which is like TikTok or getting influenced on Instagram.
Yeah,
I've done that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I've done that either. Patrick and I talked about that on the Lifetime Uncorked.
Oh, really?
On, that I've never.
He does that a lot.
He purchases stuff all the time from Instagram influencers. And I think because over the last 5 or 6 years, we've been sent products we have to sell. There's something about buying one and clicking on it that I just can't do.
Brian, have you ever bought from QVC?
You ever bought anything from QVC, Brian? No, you haven't.
Okay.
Lisa has.
Lisa has.
Lisa has, and I've met Lisa. There
That's
you go.
true. I met her.
I want to know what Lisa Ferrone purchased from QVC.
Maybe she buys a lot. Maybe the list is too long.
Oh, okay. Fair.
I will say I've watched QVC at like Christmas time, and I come close often.
Do you really?
Yeah, yeah. It's mainly like
You watch QVC? You just turn on QVC at Christmas time?
yes, Christmas vibes. Have you?
But there's so many places you can get Christmas vibes on your television set.
Sure.
Why QVC?
Because lights and stuff.
Because
Nice.
lights and stuff. I'm sorry.
I like to see what's out there. I like to be informed. Lisa says the list is too long. Lisa has done a lot of QVC.
Okay, a lot of QVC shows.
I like the idea of QVC at Christmas time, and then I tune in. I'm like, no, I don't want any of this.
And you cannot purchase a subscription to QVC Plus because it still comes with commercials.
It's QVC.
Yeah.
It's QVC.
So it's
plus.
commercials that occasionally comes with a movie.
That's
like
right.
today.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
of course,
QVC
yes.
plus a movie. Last year, we ventured over here to watch Holly and the Hot Chocolate. And we were all, I think, pleasantly surprised
It's a hidden gem of the
by
season.
that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, of course, we had to go back when we found out about the recipe files to see, can I do it again?
Yeah, 2 for 2 maybe.
Let's find out. Recipe files.
And Brand never misses an Ashley Simpson joint also.
That's right.
I have always said that about myself. I loved her in Seventh Heaven. What else is that? Has she been in anything else?
I mean, she had her own TV show.
Right, the Ashley Simpson show, which I watched, of course.
Yeah.
Naturally.
2 seasons, I believe. I think that's it. I think it's Seventh Heaven, her music videos, and the Ashley Simpson show. So yeah, I guess I don't miss anything that Ashley Simpson's in. Go figure. Recipe Files originally dropped on the QVC Plus on November 24th, 2023, and it went a little something like this. I don't really know what a movie mall is, but these people from the movie mall are here to tell us about the movie we're about to watch. Also featuring the guy who made Holly and the Hot Chocolate. He's a part of
John McKeever, I
He's a
believe.
part of the movie mall, and so that's nice. Cut to the actual movie, and I'm sure we won't hear from them again.
No way.
Cut to the actual movie. A car is driving down the road, stops in front of a store that is for sale. A woman gets out, and she has like the sheet of paper with her that tells everything about this store, and apparently it is already hers. She is moving to Shady Oats to start a bakery, and this is where she's going to do it. And she bought it sight unseen, and now that she sees it, she's not as thrilled as she once was. She was promised a turnkey store, and this is not that, I guess. She's going to have to put some work into it. We then meet Ashley Simpson, who is running the family candy chocolate store.
Running the family candy chocolate.
That's
Correct,
exactly right. But is having a hard time perfecting her mom's recipe. Her mom passed away unexpectedly, and she has been trying to get the chocolate right, but just can't. Her brother shows up. His name is Ben, and she tells him that there's an offer on the table from some family friends that own the wine.
That's right, yes.
To buy the chocolate shop. And they're like, I don't really know why they would want to buy the chocolate shop as a winery, but
wine and chocolate, terrible together.
Weird combo, but I don't know what to do. And so Ashley Simpson is considering the deal because she doesn't have the recipes and doesn't have the touch that her mom had. And so what am I supposed to do? Cut back to Isabel, and she finds out that apparently this building is haunted, and doesn't take long for the kitchen stuff to just start acting a fool. So Isabel has to go to a thrift store, a secondhand shop, to find some spare knobs and whatnots for the kitchen. And in the process, she finds a recipe book.
Oh.
And so she gets back and she begins to make the scones that are in this recipe book. And my guy, Ben, is walking around, says, I know that smell. That is my mom's scone. So he is now like, who is my mom back or what? So goes in and he meets Isabel and is like, hey, you have my mom's recipe. This is my mom's scone. I know this smell anywhere. Buys it for $20.
Okay.
And takes it with him. Come back to the movie mall, people. They're selling us some David's hot chocolate. That's nice. I forgot I was watching QVC there for a second, so it's just good. It's always good to have the options.
Yes.
Back to the movie, Ashley Simpson is surprised that Ben found the recipe book, and Ashley Simpson says, honestly,
give it back.
Honestly, I don't even want this.
No.
Go bring it back to her, because maybe she can keep the memory of mom alive via scones and
I
other.
clearly can't follow a recipe. Give it to a strange woman. Maybe she can follow a recipe.
You know how I was saying earlier that I was like, if only I had the recipes.
That's right.
Now that I have a recipe, I don't want it.
Ship them.
It's not the chocolate recipe though. It's different. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's different. No,
This is totally different. I don't want the scone. I want the scones. Kick rock scones.
Yeah, I don't want any part of the scones.
And so he takes the recipe book back, and she's like, oh, wow, okay, cool. And then she begins to flip through and notices that there are some secret codes within this recipe
The
book.
Omega Code?
And Da Vinci Code.
The Da Vinci
and,
Code?
Man, remember that?
Da Vinci Code. Remember how mad Christians got about Ron Howard making a Tom Hanks movie?
Absolutely.
Sheesh.
But one time I was in Paris, I couldn't get anywhere near the Louvre because of all the dumb tourists with their little Dan Brown books.
You said it.
Yeah.
Where were the book banners when you needed them?
No kidding. Yeah. Just cut that. And
she's like, son of a gun. I know codes. I'm pretty good at,
so do you
deciphering
think they're
them.
to put the pieces
Of me
together.
She sees these codes. She's like, these make me want a la. And so they start to do these codes, and she's like, let's go back to that place. Maybe there's more books. And sure enough, all of Mom's recipes
books.
are there, and there's full of codes. And Isabel takes the natural leap of going, hey, I'm pretty sure your mom was trying to tell us something about the way that she died via these codes. I just have a feeling. So you know these movies. At this point, everybody is a suspect. Everybody is being super weird.
Yeah.
Everybody could have done it.
That's right.
And so they're going around. They are talking to everybody. They are taking files from the sheriff behind his back. They're doing everything. And she becomes relatively convinced that it is the family friends that own the winery. She kind of feels
It's a
it,
hunch,
a little hunch. And that's where Ben is like, no way. No way, no how.
Best friends. My mom's best friend for
No way,
40
no how.
years. No way.
So apparently the winery had a spoiled wine situation.
Yeah.
And that was bad for business, but didn't really affect them all that much. But Isabel, she can't let this go. And so she goes down into the down there's of below. Sorry. She goes down to the basement is what I'm trying to say. And she sees some
Basement's a tough word to remember.
you don't call the basement the down there's? Is it
Down
just me?
into the down there's.
She discovers some of the wine bottles. And they have a label for another winery over top, sour grapes, but she starts to see it's like a little peelage maybe. So she peels it back and sees that no, this is the Friends winery, and it all clicks together for her. So she barges in and she says, I know what you did. Brings the police. The police are like, good enough for us. Thanks for figuring this out for us. They're about to arrest the son because they're like, the son is covering this up. The son for the sins of the mother, the brother and the sons and so the mom finally is like, no, it was me. I did it. She was going to use another wine company, and it hurt my feelings. So I brought some of our wine and this whole thing, and she ended up dying. Via food poisoning, which went to her blood, which killed her.
Salt.
So
they died from salt.
They arrest her. And Ben's like, you did it. And do they kiss?
They do kiss.
And they kiss.
He brings her flowers.
And that, my friends, was the Recipe Files. Sometimes I don't think they should kiss. So when they do, I just act like it didn't happen. Anywho, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll break this movie down with 4 segments here on Deck the Hallmark. Post Monday Deckies.
It's the Post Monday Deckies.
I got a case of the Post Monday Deckies. It's pretty tough.
It's tough. The Deckies were such a high. Do you remember when that one thing happened?
Do you remember? Yeah,
dude.
When
the surprise,
you know who won?
Oh.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Recipe Files, our second QVC Plus movie that we have had the honor to watch. We're going to start with a hot take, and I'm going to start with you, Alonso. Alonso, what did you think of the Recipe Files?
Well, it has been an ongoing topic of conversation on this show and on Deck the Hallmark about the idea of Christmas mysteries, and they're so cool and they seem like it'd be such a fun thing. And why don't people do more of them? And here now we have one, and thanks, I hate it. This movie is nonsense. I have one of the longest lists of wait whats I think I've ever compiled, starting with the fact that spoiled wine will not kill you.
What? What
It
if
just
you put
tastes
it in
bad.
the chocolate though, and add salt?
Even then, I mean, like maybe a lot of salt. I don't know, but it's anyway. The utter nonsense combined with not just like shameless sort of QVC salesmanship, which frankly, I'm surprised that we didn't see more of it in Holly and the Hot Chocolate. And clearly, like after that, when they were like, you know what this movie needs more of? Like the hard pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get that. But then unfortunately, as I said before, when I like the idea of QVC at Christmas time and then I see what they're actually selling, the gross QVC Christmas aesthetic is all over this thing, from the brightest lit bakery on earth to all of the houses. And it's just all kind of tacky, and I didn't want to look at it. So yeah, did not care for this at all.
Yeah, this is a mystery in the same sense that, like, isn't life a mystery? No one asked for it. No one asked for this to be a mystery. In fact, we're 15, 20 minutes deep in this movie, and it's still not a mystery. Here's the thing, and I think they brought in the mom's like secret message thing, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. You could have done that without it being like the way in which she's dropping clues about, like, you could have done it and it just been a thing, and like there's some sort of like sweet revelation for her kids in there. So I don't know, but it all led to nothing for me. I found the woman who played Isabel, I thought she was really good, and I think that she could do more of these. Ashley Simpson, good to see you, bud. Overall, give me Holly and the Hot Chocolate 7 times over and twice on Sunday. Dan?
Is it 9, 8 times? I don't know.
It's a lot.
Look, listen, this movie's trash, and I think QVC knows it's trash, and I think it doesn't go far enough in that knowledge. Like, I don't have a laundry list of wait whats, because for the majority of the runtime, I kept going, they know what's like, all the stuff with the sheriff and the weird accents and everything. You're like, they know that they're doing a bit here, right? But you don't actually know if they know they're doing a bit. And then you have them set like these two hosts, which is also a good idea. If you're going to have a movie like Holly and the Hot Chocolate, which knew it was a satire, was silly beyond silly. It was 70 minutes long, and it was really funny. To have two people hosting the movie that you go back to, and they're kind of making fun of it, like in their banter, they're kind of like, I think it's such and such. I think it's so-and-so. Buy these, steaks or this hot chocolate. Like, I feel like they're so close to doing this right, but instead of making a movie that's full like Naked Gun satire, you have a movie that just sits there, and they bring out and I'm using quotes if you're not watching on Philo, a parade of stars from the QVC network. I've never heard of any of these people. Ashley Simpson is 5 on the call sheet, and much like the Ramones, she wants to be sedated. I don't know. She is barely moving in this movie. She is so close to not moving in this movie. She could easily just be wax. I don't know why she showed up for it. She doesn't need the paycheck. She looks like she's disinterested in being here. How much could QVC have ponied up to get her in this movie? 5 on the call sheet.
Why do you take that?
I don't know.
Unless you need the money.
I don't know.
Why do you take a QVC Christmas movie?
What if she got paid in steaks and cocoa?
Okay.
Then that makes sense.
You could get me in a lot of movies paying me with steaks and cocoa. She has no she could not be less interested in doing anything in this. And I know that Ashley Simpson has a dynamic personality. Like in SNL, when things went wrong, you saw who she was and it was funny. And like, this is, I don't know what's going on.
You wanted her to just do the hoedown dance at some point in this movie. You were waiting for it.
I just didn't understand. Like most times, if you have somebody like that, it's either like really, really, really stilted Bobby Flay being Bobby Filet, or you know what I mean, something close.
Yeah.
Or it's
Schmobby Schmay.
Yeah, that's right. Or it's a star who's trying to give a performance. This is AI. This is not like, it's not those things. And so I do feel a little differently than you two in that I feel like they're closer to what they wanted to do with this than you two do, in that let's make a satirical murder mystery with like bad red herrings and a dumb plot. And like, so you really can't make fun of it because we've got two hosts that are going to make fun of it. And the hosts occasionally do kind of banter and make fun of the movie. And it's a good idea. Like, it's kind of what we do. And it just wasn't satirical enough. It wasn't ridiculous enough. It took itself just a little bit too seriously. And so you kind of have the worst of all the worlds. It's just a really, really bad movie instead. And that's unfortunate.
It's worth pointing out that this was written by a woman named Jennifer Snow, who had 6 cable Christmas movies out last year, including one we've already seen, Christmas Time Capsule.
Wow. How about that?
With The Best Kiss. The Best Kiss that didn't even get nominated for a Decky somehow.
What?
Yeah, I know. That's unbelievable.
Robbed.
Robbed.
Let's talk about the feels. Alonso?
Well, there's an arson joke in the first 5 minutes, and that made me laugh. Wasn't expecting that from a realtor. The newspaper is a wait what for me, but I will say, of all of the spinning headlines we get in this movie, best friends solve murder in questionable fashion choice also made me laugh.
So there's things like that throughout the movie for me. Like everything about the sheriff's office made me laugh. Like the list on the door, and then he's an idiot. He's wearing he's not even wearing a real uniform.
But I think as we've noticed with these movies, especially the occasional times that people try to mock them, you have to go so far afield.
That's right.
Because these movies are already sort of inherently ridiculous, and no one has quite cracked that code yet. We saw there was that Christmas with the Campbells. It was like, what if we just make it a little filthier, and a couple other ones, but no one's really airplaned this genre yet.
Yeah, I actually the further we get away from it, the more I really appreciate a Christmas movie, Christmas with Brant Daugherty. Like I think they may have done it the best so far, which is crazy because at the time I was like, it was good, they pulled their punch, but now I'm thinking that's the best version of this that I've seen.
Yeah. Like if a Clusterfunk Christmas, which I don't know if y'all ever saw that one, if that had been like 30 to 45 minutes, brilliant. Like they nail so many tropes and they're so funny about it, but to maintain that over the course of an entire movie is a whole other hurdle that they did not clear.
Right. So when the person brings Ashley Simpson steaks, I'm like, what is happening?
I did not know who that was.
Then to cut to the back to our host, and they sell us steaks. I mean, amazing. The guy who's the delivery man of the steaks apparently is the steak shiller on QVC. I love that. And like he walks in and he's like, boy, you really had to order these again real quicker than you normally do, huh? And I'm just like, what is happening here? And then they try to sell us steaks. Gotta be honest, love that. It just... That's what QVC, dadgummit, that's the stuff that I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing there.
Yeah, that's my thing is once again, that scene, which like has that scene could be a page of wait what's. Like, this is a butcher that packages steaks for the store,
but I don't think that
to a civilian. Whatever.
I don't think the movie is doing the satirical work.
Yeah.
I think the cutting to the host and occasionally they're saying a thing.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to shoehorn it after the fact.
Man, I don't know.
Because there's like some funny things. But you're telling it's just not enough.
But then the host, like, like the host, I don't know who the female host is, but I can tell you this much. She is pregnant. How do I know that? She tells us 800 times. Like literally, these are 1.5 minute bits. And every time she's like, well, I'm pregnant, John.
But my favorite
and
one.
I'm like, okay.
My favorite
great.
one was, I'm pregnant, John. You couldn't have handed me cookies. And he's like, okay.
Like,
and then he slides the cookie plate an inch closer. Couldn't have been less helpful. And she's like, thank you.
And then the one time I was like, oh, she's not going to mention she's pregnant. She goes, for baby. Like that. I was like, what? Like, is this a satire or is this also a part of the bit? No, I don't have any feels. It just sits there, unfortunately.
But steak. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we will get to the wait what's and the, I don't know, man, QVC pluses and minuses. Protect all of our... Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking about The Recipe Files, the Christmas mystery from QVC Plus back in 2023. Let's get to the way what's. Alonso, anything stick out to you?
Oh, golly. Let's see. Well, first of all, I just have to say it's hilarious after we busted Niceland's chops about their fake digital snow that they have now incorporated fake digital snow into their actual logo.
Yeah.
So cheers for leaning into that one. So, okay, early on, she's at the bakery and everything is going badly. And she opens the oven and the stuff is burned terribly. Bakers never make 5 of anything. Like you don't know. There would be like racks of things and that oven would be much larger, but that's a whole other thing. I was going to say the stealing stuff and then reselling it is a brilliant business model, but the realtor who also owns the secondhand store does at least let her have the oven knob for free. So, thanks for that, I guess. The whole pinches and dashes thing is ridiculous. And it's just, for a movie called The Recipe Files, do better. Ashley Simpson gets the notebook and hands it back to the brother confidently and says, there's no candy recipe in here. And then we find out that like a third of the recipes in this notebook are written in cipher code. How does she know? Did she? Because no, we never see her. She doesn't crack anything.
Different
So she just
types
decides,
of
no,
cipher
can't be in
codes
there.
too. Like not the same type, different types.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this movie is like watching an Alan Turing film where suddenly we're like getting deep into the whole thing about code breaking.
Imitation Game 2.
Exactly. Okay. So the newspaper, the running gag of the newspaper, and I'm going to throw this out as a wait what, even though it's probably meant to be a joke. The newspaper has pictures on the cover that the person doing the paper could not possibly have taken, including like people on the phone on the other end of a phone conversation with her. It's just like, but I'll let that one go because it's so absurd that it has to be a joke. America's coziest police department. What is this room that is supposed to be the office, the sheriff's
There are like
office,
6 columns and 4 Christmas trees and a desk in the dead center of the room.
and like ye old 1940s filing cabinets.
Yeah.
Is there on Earth a company that would call itself Sour Grapes Vineyard?
I listen, that was when I was like, they're about to go full joke with this. When they said Sour Grapes Vineyard, I'm like, we're here. We've made it to the police squad. Now we can get on with the jokes. And then they don't. They treat it seriously somehow.
It'd be like if her business was called like Stale Tasteless Bakery.
That's right.
I mean, it's nonsense. At some point, Belle becomes a suspect, even though she'd never heard of this woman or anything.
Never new to town. I'm new in town.
Yeah,
and
just showed up, but somehow you killed somebody weeks ago. They go back one of the millionth times they go to the secondhand store. She has this wreath that she's trying to fob off on them. And Ben buys it for her and says, it's for your bakery. She goes back to the bakery and there are at least there's 4 wreaths just on the outside. And I don't know how many more on the inside, because again, this has been like so QVC zhuzhed into like this sort of nightmarish, tacky holiday decor. I'm like, for where? Thanks. I appreciate the effort, but no. The peel off labels, like she's not even picking at it with her fingernail. It comes off like it's a Post-it. The grand finale is the mysterious chocolate recipe falls out of the notebook. Like that's been there the whole time. The whole time, and no one noticed it, even though they were ripping pages out of it and passing it around and doing all sorts of foo-for-ah. And then finally, is the bakery haunted or not?
Yeah. That would have been great.
They dropped that little nugget early on and then never addressed again.
Yeah, that was tough. The bakery not being haunted or us not hearing about it was ridiculous.
I have a few. One, this woman, she bought a place sight unseen with the understanding that it would be like turnkey. Ready to go.
Yes.
She walks in and she acts like she walked into a house from hoarders. Like she is so disgusted. And I got to be honest, looked pretty decent to me.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's some stuff.
Walked into some real bad office spaces.
But some stuff left behind. There's like one curtain that's like a little topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like it could have been way worse.
Those display cases are still gleaming.
Yeah, I know. The floors they're pristine, these floors. Is Ashley Simpson actively selling bad chocolate?
Yeah. Yes.
She's selling it as she's trying to figure it out.
That's right.
She goes over to she goes over to the display, picks one out, gives it to her brother. His brother's like,
spits it out.
You're selling it?
They're selling it.
You're selling it?
They're selling it, and it's still the bad wine they're using. It's still the bad wine they're using.
Oh, that's true.
Wow.
No one's removed it.
That's tough.
Yeah, but only one person died from it, so that's good.
What a salt. I did love, going back to the newspaper, I love that the digital version of the newspaper is still it's just literally a digital version of the newspaper. You know, normally when you go to a news website, it's like, this isn't it. It's just like a photograph of the front page that you can look at if you want to. So he buys the recipe book from her. From Isabel, gives her the $20, and then when he comes back, she goes, "I'm not giving you your money back." And he says, "That's fair." No, not fair.
Give me my 20 bones.
Like, not fair. And you have both admitted that that it was overpaid.
Yeah.
Like they both do these things like he overpaid for it. I'm not giving you your money back. That's fair. No, it's not fair that I'm giving you back my dead mom's recipe book because Ashley Simpson doesn't need anything, but by all means, keep the $20. Isabel found how to crack this code so fast. She's like, yeah, I know this one.
I thought also that, I thought that was when the third code, when she's like, oh, this is iambic pentameter. Like you were like, oh, okay, I guess this is ridiculous.
I mean, I think my biggest thing is also just like, what is Betty's deal? That everyone in town is like, yeah, she does codes. What is her deal? Can you if there's a person who everyone in town is like, yeah, they do a bunch of do secret codes. That's kind of their thing. That's like concerning, right? Like everything they're doing, like this is some QAnon stuff, bro. Like you are doing some weird stuff.
You never say, oh, them, they do codes. You say, oh, them, they do codes.
Right.
That's how you say that. That's how you say that.
I mean, if she does the Sunday acrostic or whatever, like if she's a puzzle fiend, fine. But then also, if everybody knows she does codes, then why is she doing codes to secretly announce that she's been murdered? Wouldn't the murderer know?
Yeah.
And
here's your
and then my last one is I just loved that the cop, when arresting the woman, says, "I'm arresting you for the murder of your best friend."
Your best friend. That's right.
Fantastic. In case anyone forgot.
Yeah. This isn't
best friend over
here. You have the right to remain silent when you murder your best friend.
Best friend.
Yeah.
Dano.
She says, this is what I get for buying a bakery, sight unseen, a bottle of wine deep. Can you do that? Like if we got into the point with real estate where you can buy a piece of real estate in the middle of the night drinking without signing anything? Is that real question?
Zillow would like you to, I think.
I think you're going to have to
cart, check out.
Let's go ahead and buy it. Like, you got to have, like,
buy it now.
I'm pretty sure lawyers have to be present to buy real estate. You cannot do that. You can't be like, I've had a few drinks. Let me buy some land. You can't. That's not how that works, man. It's not, it's not Brand's Decky's Tux on Amazon. Like, you know what I mean?
It was good though, huh?
Dude, popped. It was really good.
There would be a notary.
At one point,
there would be.
At one point in this movie, she buys a bakery sight unseen that is dilapidated by her standards. Late in the movie, she opens the bakery with a grand opening. In between those two scenes, she says offhand that your mom's recipes have been selling amazing at the bakery. What? How? Number one,
soft open.
It's soft.
Number one, you have been working on codes and murder mystery for the whole freaking movie. You're not selling a single scone. And two, you never opened the place. Every time we go back there, it looks like nobody's been in it. How?
I would add third, if she's a baker, presumably, because she bought a bakery, wouldn't she have her own recipes?
Yeah.
Why is she immediately making some dead woman's scones?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. They keep interviewing this real estate lady, and finally she tells them that she did know about their mom's like purchasing or going to sour grapes for this other winery or something. And they said, why didn't you tell us sooner? And she says the line, I'm not going to incriminate myself of being privy to Betty's secrets. Not a crime. Not a crime. Not a crime. It's not a crime for you to know that Betty went to a different winery to use their wine for chocolate. Not a crime. That 100%, you never have to say that out loud. That's not incriminating. That's not what that word means at all. You are on trial for nothing.
Unless she means it would make her a suspect that she knew.
Still not incriminating. Yeah. I also, and maybe I'm just getting old and this was personal, but they were like, that's old man Roger's address. He's so old and he's just like angry all the time. And my mom fought with him. That guy is my age. He looked like he was maybe, I'm 40. He was maybe 48. Like he couldn't be less old and just like cantankerous. They could have found any old cantankerous dude and they found somebody who's like a geriatric millennial or early Gen X. And they were like, can you play the old cantankerous guy next door? And he's like, you betcha. Yeah.
Actually, he's 85, but those QV steaks.
That's right. Yeah, the QV steaks. That's what's doing it for sure. And then lastly, we did do this a little bit, but we need to camp on it a little bit longer. When we found out how this murder happened, they switched the labels of the chocolate, the wine. The wine goes bad. She uses the wine, the bad wine, which you cannot die from drinking, as we've already established, in the chocolate. She tastes the chocolate. She's like, this chocolate sucks. I can't sell it. And then she dies because of too much salt and food poisoning got in her blood. That's terrible. But there's one more line in between there that is just chef's kiss perfect. And the line that connects, she made the chocolate, it was bad, and then she died of food poisoning in her blood and salt is, she ate all the chocolate. So they're like, oh, we've put the pieces together. She made thousands of bad chocolates, tasted one and was like, people can't eat this. I'm going to eat it all at once. I'm going to start jamming bad chocolate into my mouth like I'm the German kid in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory until I just am sick so nobody even has to see this bad chocolate.
She's Keegan-Michael Key from Wonka.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Disposing of the evidence.
Throw the chocolate away. She made bad chocolate. It was like, guess I got to take one for the team. And she just bellied up to the bar and was like, let's go. What in the world? That is wild. That little line he slips in. Oh, I see what happened. The chocolate was bad, then she ate it all. What? Why? Why would she do that? That was ridiculous.
She cannot do waste.
Yeah.
Let's do what the QVC plus.
No, thank you.
No, thank you,
that's
QVC.
good.
I love
That's
that.
good. So we wonder what could have been. Maybe have and get some clarity to any questions that we still have, Alonso.
Well, I think this is the big one. The entire movie is setting up the romance between Ashley Simpson and the son of the wine lady. So are they going to get together? And then is Ben going to get together with the woman who sent the wine guy's mom to prison? And what are those Christmases going to be
Yeah,
like?
that's tough.
Oof.
That is tough.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys mentioned the sheriff and the office and all that stuff. I'm like not entirely convinced that the sheriff's office is not just someone's living room.
Yeah.
It is inside of a house. Like it's carpeted.
Yeah.
Like it is somebody's living room.
Correct.
I'm like 99% sure it was the funniest thing. But
It has a bolt that locks from the inside.
what is it? And then like just his uniform was hilarious. Like very funny uniform. But just, yeah. Was it a living room? I'd like to know. If someone could let me know who was on this set,
Fair.
that'd be great. Dan?
Yeah, I may have tuned out, but as best I can figure, by the end of this movie, we don't actually establish that Ashley Simpson can make quality chocolate, nor that her business is saved. I'm assuming it goes under. I'm assuming that the wine was causing the bad chocolate, and she's selling it anyway, and then she just can't get. I don't know. We literally.
They did find the recipe in the notebook that was loosely floating around.
I feel like Ashley Simpson was almost there just for Ashley Simpson and just to be there. And I don't know. I don't know why we did that or why her shop how has it lasted? She's been selling nothing but bad chocolate. That's impressive for 50% off, nonetheless.
It's wild.
Yep.
Well, we did, everybody.
Yeah, we did.
Congratulations. Up next, we're heading over to Hulu. Hulu.
That's right.
For Meet Me Under the Mistletoe.
Okay.
Hulu. So good for them. You know, who knows?
Hulu knows.
Who knows what the story of this movie is and how it ended up on Hulu. Hulu's movies are always, you never know.
It's a grab
You
bag.
just never know.
Yeah,
True.
Could be Happy a Season, could be a unicorn movie. You
Yeah.
never know. Yeah.
Could be we saw the Kiss Cam that was on Hulu.
Kiss Cam, that's right.
They really like to just
Mix it up.
Mix it up.
Yeah.
You never know. So we'll find out next week. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.